Welcome to my room and my channel. I'm going to experiment today with something I don't typically do, something I've never done actually, and that's a full screen capture of one of my game systems. And I suppose I'll mention briefly, I'll try to make it brief, that I've spent the last 2 fucking days trying to make this work. And ultimately what we've done is we've moved all of our equipment that was in my bedroom into the living room in my apartment so that I can play this PlayStation 5 routed through the capture card and into a TV, so I can actually properly see what I'm doing and then monitor it on the laptop I have. There's going to be some sound issues, audio issues. I feel like I'm repeating myself because I have tried making this video for about 2 days now. It is over 110 degrees here every fucking day, and my AC is just on nonstop. I think it might be busted. There might be something wrong with it, but it's also extremely hot and I can't turn it off. So I've got a noise gate on my microphone, but you can still hear when I talk. There's it sounds kind of like white noise over my voice, and it's the AC. I can't do anything about it. I've tried so many different plugins. I tried noise suppression tools, multiband spectral tools, and they helped a little bit, but they also made my voice sound really fucking messed up. And I just decided we're just going to go with the noise gate. It silences the AC when I'm not talking, and it makes my voice sound more clear when I do talk. Because I'm in the living room, it's amplified by an order of magnitude what it was in my bedroom. And it sucks. And I apologize for that. But I wanted to experiment with a full screen capture. I've never done it. I know that this setup I have is kind of capable of it. As you can see, I got my dumbass face on this fucking camera here. It's not ideal, right? I don't have multiple capture cards, so I have to plug the camera in with a USB-C cable. Fortunately, this camera allows me to do that. It's a Nikon Z5. But the frame rate, it won't match the video's frame rate, so it makes me look like I'm slow motion or something. It's the best I got right now. The alternative is my webcam, and that looks like fucking dog shit. And that thing looks like 5 FPS on top of that. So we're going to go with this. At least it's a decent camera. And I originally was going to do Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have a whole series of videos of me playing the original Final Fantasy VII on the Sony PlayStation 1 console on my CRT. My idea was, hey, let's play the original Final Fantasy. See how it holds up, how I feel about it now, because I was playing a lot of 90s games. And it came to my mind. I'm like, I want to try that one. But if I do it, because I also have Remake and Rebirth, maybe we compare them. And so I played I did a few videos of Final Fantasy VII. And I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I feel like that's enough of this. I don't want to play the whole fucking game. I feel like I have an idea of what to expect here now with this game. I like it overall, but I definitely have issues with it. It's an older game. I have to keep that in mind. So I started playing Remake. And I think that game fucking sucks. I can't stand that game. I want to uninstall it and throw it in the fucking garbage. I started it, and I felt very positive about it. I watched the intro cinematic and I'm like, wow, dude, that looks so sick. And then I started a new game. That very beginning area where you get off the train, I thought looked amazing. And then as I progressed out of that hallway, essentially, it just, like, it got worse and worse. And it started to look more like ugly and generic. I felt like I was playing an Unreal Engine 4 tech demo, like an extended tech demo. And I had this like comparison. I had just fucking played the original game. And despite all my like complaints and whining that I probably did, you know, I mean, it was a kid's game, and it was in the 90s. It was like an early ass attempt at doing something different with new technology. But I found the story and the writing to be mostly shit in that game. Some of it was okay, but man, it was not holding up to my memory. The remake, it lacked all of the cool artistic like identity that the original game had. It literally felt like I was playing an Unreal Engine tech demo. Everything looked so goddamn generic. It was just a series of hallways and rooms that all looked goddamn identical. I feel like the area by the train when you first start the game was the best looking part of that whole fucking experience. I didn't finish it. I finished it years ago when it came out, or around that time, but I didn't play through it now because I fucking hated it. I thought the combat was fucking trash. I hated the combat. I really tried, man. I've been playing it for the last like 2 fucking days, like nonstop. I made, I don't know, like 4 or 5 videos attempting to play it, but I kept having all these issues with my videos. I think I've got settings that work now. With this laptop and camera and everything, it's just not capable. So I was having a lot of video dropouts, audio dropouts, stuttering. It was such a mess. I think I've got it. There'll probably be a few hiccups here and there, but I think I've got it as sorted out as it's going to get on this computer. But my conclusion after doing all of that, it's like, okay, now I've got settings that I think will work. And I looked at the game and I'm like, I can't touch this anymore. I hate this game. This game sucks. I don't want to ever play it again. And I don't think I want to play Rebirth. Fuck both of those games. And that third one they're working on, fuck that thing too. No way. So I'm going to stick with the original game, I think, from now on, unless I have some weird change of heart in the future. I don't think I can ever play that fucking thing again. Remake, I mean. So I thought, what else can I play? Now that I've got all this shit in my living room, I've got this setup working, I need to somehow make use of it. What should I do? And I thought, well, let's try Silent Hill 2 Remake. We just did a series of videos on this on our CRT. But it's not the ideal setup. It's not really compatible with the CRT. I was kind of cheating with a converter I bought off Amazon that converts HDMI to composite. It was not ideal. It was cool. It was neat and experimental. I thought with this game specifically, it kind of suited the setup. I enjoyed it, actually. But I want to try it now like this. Like a full screen capture where I'm playing it on my living room TV, which I haven't done in months. I haven't even been in my living room in months. And let's give it a try. Let's try it out. So with that out of the way, let me move out of the way here. And then we're going to start a new game. Now what I've done is I've got a plugin on the audio track for the game because I found it to be way too fucking quiet. Final Fantasy VII Remake was literally clipping the track over 0 dB. This game, I tried recording earlier today and it was super fucking quiet. I don't know why. So we're gonna try giving it like, I think I added like 5 dB of gain. Hopefully it's not too much. We're gonna go New Game Plus and leave everything else as standard. This is really an experiment. It's gonna be my first video that's got a full screen capture. Start the game. I want to try different things on here, on my channel. I want to see what I can do and can't do and try different styles. Like at some point, I want to try filming one of my handhelds, which is going to require some real experimentation and fucking around. Let's start. And I'll be quiet here.
Could you really be in this town?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Okay. I like watching that part. I turned it up quite a bit. I think that was nice and clear. So we can play now. I'll probably end up repeating myself a lot compared to the last few videos I did on the CRT. But this looks really nice. And I know I was complaining about Final Fantasy VII Remake being this generic looking Unreal Engine game And I'm aware this is also Unreal Engine. But it suits this game. This has a sense of style and place. I almost feel like I'm here. And they made some really... It's a newer version of the engine. But they made some really nice use. Clever use, whatever. Of some of the effects. Like the fog, which we will see. There's just so much atmosphere here. It seems like a real place. Hold on a sec. So we get the map here in your car, and I believe you can actually overlook this and then just not have this map. If I'm not mistaken, the original game was like this as well, where you could miss the maps and then you're kind of fucked. I think this game might take place in the 70s. Which might explain why people leave letters to each other. You'll find little notes and letters all over the environment. And at first, I was thinking, like, who would do that? Like, that nobody would do something like that. But then I realized this was set in an older time period. People weren't such fucking useless shithead garbage back then. They hadn't been as defiled and ruined by big tech companies. People were kinder and more thoughtful, harder working, more honest. I say this every time I play this game, but I personally think this is Eddie's van. I feel like Eddie came here before we did. And this looks like the kind of fucking vehicle Eddie would drive. I could be wrong. But I like to think that's his fucking van right there. And that's his like fucking soda cup in the window. He stopped at a convenience store and got an extra large soda or slushie. I like environmental storytelling. You just look around the environment and you can kind of imagine what was going on, who was here. Like, somebody left a bunch of like beer cans or soda cans here, and there's cigarette butts all over the fucking table. And what I think might be bottle caps as well. And it could just be that it's a popular little hangout for tourists. Is that my footprint? No, aren't there footprints here? Like other footprints, kind of? It looks like it, maybe. I never noticed that before. Because if I walk through here, I'm leaving footprints. But I think I see some, like, older footprints that were already here. Let's keep going. It's interesting playing it like this on my TV. And I can actually read the shit on here. Grave truths lost to the mind shall flow white into a void chalice, so the rite of red shall commence. I actually bought the original Silent Hill 2. I believe I pre-ordered it back in the, I don't know, whenever it came out, 2002 or something. I'm not quite sure what year it was. It was just like, I thought it looked awesome in magazines. Upon receiving it, I found it to be just too fucking horrifying to play at the time. So I've never really played much of that game. This was the first Silent Hill game I ever played through. I'll go ahead and save it here. I'll save over my experiment I was doing earlier. Hopefully this video works.
It's like someone's groping around my skull.
Hopefully this one works out and I can publish it on my channel. I like the idea. I like the doors that this could open for me where I can start playing some of my newer game systems. PS5, Wii U. I have a Switch. I don't like the Switch. I don't have many games for it, but I have a couple, maybe. I don't know. I'll mention briefly before I walk through here. Back in 2023, I had a shit ton of overtime. It was like 8 months of overtime at my previous job. And it was misery. It was like literally hell. But with some of that extra money, I bought this PS5 and I bought this TV. I have a Samsung, or not, it's an LG. I have an LG C2, 65 inch. And I bought that with the PS5 in 2023. I bought the PS5 with the disc drive, brand new, for $450. I mean, what the hell does that cost now? Like fucking $700? It's ridiculous. I will probably skip the next generation of consoles. And I mentioned this a little bit in one of my Final Fantasy PS1 videos, I think. I think it would be potentially worthwhile for a lot of people to just take a step back and look at their lives and look at what the world is trying to do to them and say, fuck you, and do not participate. Do not, because their shit doesn't work unless you actively embrace it and participate. Walk away. Turn your back and walk the fuck away is what you do. You know, and I don't want to get into it right now, but like AI is a great example. If you don't participate, it doesn't work. Walk the fuck away. And go back and enjoy the things that you have and appreciate the things that you have in your life. Look back at maybe things that were better. That's what I've been doing with my channel. I'm looking at a lot of games from the 90s, and I'll look at stuff from other periods too that I have. Right now I'm focusing on what I have, and I have some really nice things. And I find that there's great experiences to be had. Even older ones, they're still worthwhile. And there's so many of them out there that many of those experiences could be new to you. Stop participating with the bullshit. I myself will probably skip the next generation. I've skipped the Nintendo products. I don't like most of their products anymore. I have no interest in their new console or any of their games. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with Microsoft and Sony. And wait and see what happens years and years down the road. All right, let's go through this gate here.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog, either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone. Someone very important to me.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
No, I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
I don't know what to say. You can tell everyone in this game has some serious fucking shit going on in their life. I love the vibe here. This fog. Look how dense it is. I want to live somewhere like this. I used to spend a lot of time in cemeteries as a child. My father used to do work, like part-time work in cemeteries. And so I used to go there and just play, essentially. I think he wanted me to help, but I would just go off and explore. You can find these books in New Game Plus. I'm assuming it helps you get some kind of maybe like a secret ending or something. I haven't really looked into it. Look at these rocks. It's interesting when you're in like a forest, like some ancient forest. Like I've seen this myself, and you'll see rocks just sitting on the ground that are like the size of a fucking house, and there'll be a bunch of them. You know, it's like where the fuck did these things come from? I love the fucking vibe here. I think the thinking is with some of those giant rocks that you'll see in a forest that look ancient and they're just sitting there. Sometimes they'll have a tree growing up off of them with the roots like growing around the rock. If I'm not mistaken, the idea is that some of that shit was left over from ancient glaciers when they melted, and the rocks just got kind of left there on the ground. I did play this recently, so it doesn't feel quite as fresh and exciting. But if I keep playing it here, I'll end up getting to where I left off when I was playing it on the CRT. And that was in the hospital, and I kind of fucking hate that area. Maybe we'll get there, I don't know. I mentioned it before, but this saw, you only get this saw in New Game Plus, as far as I'm aware. It looks pretty authentic. I don't believe you can actually put the saw away with a standard button. I looked into it after getting frustrated that I couldn't figure it out. And I believe you just have to pull the map out, or once you get a different, like a gun or something, you pull the gun out. I don't think there's a dedicated put the saw away button, which is annoying. Press R2 to break glass. So you can break it with a weapon. You normally wouldn't have this ability. Until later in the game. But because I was able to get that saw here, I can do that now. I don't think there's any real reason to, though. Oh, it's a greenhouse that's caved in. Yuck. I used to work somewhere where that happened. They didn't clean the snow off of it in the winter, and it caved the whole fucking thing in. And then I got tasked with cleaning it all up. I thought I was gonna die, because there were these giant sheets of shattered glass connected to twisted, bent pieces of aluminum. And they were like spring-loaded, because the weight of the snow, the way it had crushed everything, all these twisted aluminum frames that were full of shattered shards of glass that some of them were feet long. Like as soon as you'd unbolt a piece, it would swing upwards like a fucking, like a catapult or whatever they call those things. And like, I thought I was gonna fucking die, dude. And they're just like, aren't you done yet? Clean that shit up. How long's that gonna take? And I'm like, first of all, like, I didn't do this, motherfucker. You fucking did, bitch. And second, I'm about fuck you. This shit took months. This shit took months to fucking clean up. At least that looks like a real chain. I know it's a newer game. I don't want to be too fucking harsh to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Early on in the game, I walked through a gate and there was a chain like that. And it looked like a fucking N64 chain. It looked so bad. It's an older game. I just had such a bad fucking time with it. I dislike it so much. I think what I'm realizing is that maybe I don't like modern RPGs. Went to town to get the window fixed. Spare keys in the drawer.
Hello? Anyone in here?
It's interesting coming in here with this setup that I have. I can see it a lot better because of the TV, and the overall lighting is different than it was on the CRT. It was so dark on that thing. So we get this key in here, and then we can unlock this door. And then we can use that key on this gate or this door here. And it's kind of teaching you what you're going to be doing in this game. You find a lot of keys and unlock a lot of doors. Which is probably somewhat realistic. If you wandered into the world and suddenly people were gone, a lot of doors probably would be locked. I like the idea of what this, I think I was starting to say this earlier, of what this could do for me with direct capture. Like I could play Forspoken. It's a game that in my mind is amazing. And we can revisit that and see if I still feel that way. I think this is like a callback to an area in the original Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation 2. I believe you find an area very similar to this, where you get your first weapon in that game and you have your first encounter with an enemy. They changed this game. It's a little different, which I like. But Forspoken, in my mind, is one of the best games that Square Enix has produced. And like, they didn't produce it directly. They probably just funded it. And from what I gather, I don't think they funded it and supported it as much as they should have. And so the game wasn't finished. And it wasn't the finished product. The product they released was not really what was intended to be released. But even with that in mind, I thought Forspoken was one of the best games I've played on the PS5. And I think it's still one of the best looking games of the generation. And I'd like to go back and see if I still feel that way. I haven't really played it since around the time it came out. I went back and forth with that game, with Forspoken. It started off like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then it was, oh dude, this is amazing. Holy shit. And then it went back to like, oh, I don't know. And then it went like, dude, I think this might be bad. And then all of a sudden it changed to, actually, this is one of the best games I've ever played. Holy shit. That was kind of how it went for me with that game. Probably my biggest, I don't even know if I'd call it a complaint necessarily, but there was an obvious sort of lack of content. It was probably one of the biggest open worlds I have ever seen in my life. That game is fucking huge. There were gigantic sections of the world map I never even saw because it's so fucking big. But it kind of is like, well, what's the point of going there? There's not really anything there but scenery. Maybe some enemies you get into fights with, but otherwise, there's not much there. I want to revisit that game. I might reinstall that sometime soon and give it another go. I do remember a bug with it. There was a bug. First of all, from my memory anyway, that game has some of the best looking like foliage and foliage animation I've ever seen in my life. It's fucking amazing. And as you're walking around through the environment and there's foliage everywhere, your character like bends the foliage out of the way as they walk through it. But there's this weird bug that'll occur once in a while where all of a sudden that system breaks and none of the foliage animates when you walk through it. It's static. And the only way I found to fix it was by closing the game and reopening it. It was weird. I don't know if it's some kind of memory leak or something. I don't know enough about that technology. I just know that it seemed like a bug and I was able to fix it by closing the game and reopening it. I was going to say it's, and we get this other map here. So like throughout the game, you'll find maps like this and it helps you navigate for sure. But I was going to say, you know, obviously Forspoken's a much different game than this. And it is. However, it's maybe a little more similar than you might think. Because you're going through these like empty, abandoned environments where something happened and the people are gone. And what is there are generally monsters that you have to fight. If I remember correctly, there's even fog all over the fucking place. It's this weird, mysterious, kind of abandoned world full of monsters and fog. And it has an unsettling sort of feeling to it, but it also feels kind of like high fantasy. Yeah, I've never played anything quite like it. I'll try to hustle a little bit. Where the hell am I? I don't remember ever coming over here. Okay, here's this greenhouse. I am interested to see what the team that developed this, I am interested to see what they do with the remake of Silent Hill 1 that they're working on. Miss Cassandra, a customer came in today and ordered a mixed bouquet, red and white. I tried to explain it's bad luck, but he wouldn't decide on just one. Or he couldn't decide on just one. He seemed a bit off, looked at me like I wasn't even there. And then he just left. Said he'd be back to pick him up later. I just wanted to let you know, since I might be gone by then. I heard recently from someone that a lot of young people can't even read or write like this anymore. And that blows my fucking mind. That blows my mind. Can you imagine handing like a young adult a fucking pen and a piece of paper and say like, write me a letter, and they can't do it? Can I use my phone? No. Write the shit down, dude.
What is this?
Ugh, I can almost smell that. Looks like my neighbor's trash. Some of the fucking people around here, they wait until their trash is like so full they can't carry it and it's leaking juice. And then they will drag it down the sidewalk to the dumpster and just leave like a trail of like, dude, I don't even know what. Just like chunky, slimy shit all over the sidewalk that goes all the fucking way to the dumpster. And it's like, is that like an entire, like, is that like 3 lasagnas that fell out of your trash bag? Like, what the fuck even is that, dude? The fuck are you throwing away? I feel like my grandmother had a car kind of like this when I was little. Man, what else could I play on here? Like, Forspoken is one. The Last of Us Part 1 Remake and The Last of Us Part 2 I have for the PS5. I might revisit those. I remember liking those games a lot. They have a similar vibe, too. I'm not sure which games are going to get my videos, like blocked. Because I've had that issue with a few videos. Where for whatever reason, you know, like some company owns some specific piece of media in the game and they don't want anybody else to experience it, so they block it. Like, I had a Magic Knight Ray Earth video that got blocked because it had like, I don't know, like 30 seconds of anime footage in it. Yeah, that's weird. if I look at the map, you can see I'm next to this Gonzalez restaurant. It's like it's marked on the map. And all of these other areas on the map are areas you can travel to. I think I can go to the Texan Cafe. I know I can go to Neely's Bar and Grand Market and Big J's and the Lucky Jade Restaurant, Groovy Music, the apartments. Like, you can go to all those areas. So it's fucking weird as hell that I can't go to this one. I thought maybe I could break this window with the chainsaw, but you can't. It's weird. It's possible, and maybe I'm forgetting. Maybe I'm just forgetting this happens. It's possible that much later in the game you can go here. I think you revisit parts of this town much, much later in the game. And it's not nearly as pleasant as it is right now. I'll just leave it at that. It looks like people were like trying to leave their homes or something. There's a lot of like boxes. Some people have furniture outside their homes, like they were trying to move. I'm assuming move out, but I'm not sure. Sheets of plywood they were using to like board up their windows. And like, what are all these fucking papers? What are they? Are they some kind of notices? Shit, I don't remember this. Must have missed it. Where the hell am I? Okay, I think I know. Oh, here we go.
Hey, wait.
Or how about no?
More of that stuff.
Man, I was just thinking about The Last of Us Part 2. There is a section in that fucking game, and I forget what the hell it's called. It's a certain part of a town. And you fucking come out into that section. And it's like a town, and it's all overgrown with like trees and bushes and weeds everywhere because it's abandoned. And you can go in like all the buildings. You can like jump into a house through the window. You can go upstairs, downstairs. You can go in the basement. You can jump out other windows out the other side. And it was like, it felt kind of like this, but you could go inside all of the buildings. And I think it was raining, like a light rain, and it was cloudy. And everything just looked so green and lush. But it had a similar vibe to this. It was my favorite part of the fucking game. I wish I could remember the name of that fucking town. It's like Hillside or I can't remember. Something Heights, maybe. Yeah, see, like here. It's like furniture, people's bags, luggage and boxes. It's like, so was everyone leaving town? Like, did they all know some shit was going down and it was like, fuck, we gotta get out of here? Oh yeah, look at all this shit on the ground here. Somebody was having a cup of coffee here and smoking a cigarette. I'd love to have a little backyard where I could do something like that. But in my own yard. This looks like maybe an apartment. It just does that sometimes with the saw. It's kind of stupid. Got furniture out here. I remember when I was a teenager, I went to a friend's house and there was a kid down the street who put an old dirty couch in their yard. And we would sit there on the couch, like in the yard, and just like fucking be stupid, you know? So you can see that thing went in here. So they want us to go after it. I mean, you imagine seeing that fucking stain on the ground. Obviously that creature looked abnormal. And you see that fucking hole and you're like, he's like, well, that's the only way to go. I can't go anywhere else. And I'm looking here and I'm like, dude, I could literally walk right fucking through here. Easy. Fucking easy, dude. Come on. Come on. It's kind of like a nightmare, though. That kind of shit happens in your nightmares and your dreams. Things that when you're conscious, when you're awake, they make no sense at all to you. You're like, dude, how did I ever do that or believe that? But in the dream, it was like, this is the only logical way forward. Obviously. I had a dream once. Hold on. Fucking door breaks behind you. I had a dream once years ago that like the place where I worked was like indoors, like in an industrial facility. But in my dream, I was outside in the wilderness. But we were working and all of our workstations were like outside in the wilderness. And like in my dream, it was just totally normal. It was like another day on the job. Like nothing about it seemed abnormal. My mind wasn't like, dude, this isn't right. You're dreaming. I just believed it. I just took it at face value. Nothing about it seemed abnormal. And I remembered when I woke up, I remembered it. And I had this realization when I woke up. I was like, if my brain believes that bullshit, like who's to say some bullshit like that isn't happening right now? The same kind of ridiculous bullshit is happening right now, and I'm believing it. All right, let's save here. It's nothing like a bottle of nutrition supplement. For adults only. This is so much easier to see. Oh my god. Compared to what I was doing before. Holy shit. It worked before though. It added to the fucking suspense and the horror. It really did. Like I went back before I published any of those Silent Hill videos and I watched them and I kind of liked it. I could barely see, like, the camera could only pick up like whatever was illuminated on the CRT. Like, you know, it, like if once I was in the apartments and I was using the flashlight, like I could only see what the light was on. But I liked it. It was so fucking suspenseful. It suited this game. More cigarettes and a bottle of alcohol. A lot of drinking and smoking goes on here. It used to be just a thing everybody did, man. I remember as a little kid going to the store, like going to a restaurant, and they would have vending machines there, just like you would with like candy bars and soda, but just full of cigarettes. And I would look at them and be like, oh, what are all these cool looking things? You know, and my parents would be like, get away from that. I didn't know what the hell it was. I was watching that Sega Saturn. I have an Enemy Zero Sega Saturn video. It's one of my like earlier attempts at doing a video. I'll probably redo it one of these days when I'm better at doing this. But there was a disc in that Sega Saturn video I watched where it showed the development team and like everybody was smoking in the office in the video. Last time I did this, I got fucked up. I thought I was gonna die. Like I almost died. There's some big fucking nails in that thing. You bitch. You bastard. He is taking so many hits.
Is this what I saw in the fog? Whatever it is, it's not human.
This fucking controller, dude. I plugged this controller in before I went to bed last night. Let me get it plugged in here. Fortunately, I have a power connector right in front of me with an AC adapter. I have to charge this thing like every fucking day. It's like a repeat of the PS3 controller. My PS3 controller eventually got to the point where it would last like 30 minutes tops. These things are fucking garbage. Every one of these clocks says 9:10. I imagine that has some significance that I believe is related to James and his personal trauma or suffering. I'm just trying to look at the table. Like, look at this fucking room. There's so much fucking clutter and debris. It probably looks like this across the street from here. There's an apartment building, or actually it's a hotel or a motel or something. across the street. And I've definitely seen rooms where like the doors are just open or they're covered in boards. I've seen cops up there before with flashlights. I haven't gotten close enough, but I imagine some of the rooms probably look kind of like that. This is how we heal ourselves here, by the way. Oh my god, dude, it's got rust on it. Fuck you. Ugh. I did better there. Oh, what's this? Nothing. I want to know what she's saying. He doesn't even say anything. Like, you could tell it was someone calling to him. Dude, I would be like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this? How are they contacting me? How do they know who I am? And he's just like, huh. Just puts it away.
Where are you, Mary?
It's like I said, it's almost kind of like a bad dream or nightmare. What the hell is that on the ground? Yeah, it's kind of yellowish. Like something spilled there. Like, what the hell is that? I imagine this has something to do with the original Silent Hill 2. But there's like a letter or a note, and I can't make it out. Oh, I think there's something over here. Yes. And I mentioned this in my previous videos. But this looks like you. This looks like your corpse. And I don't know, like, I can't quite tell what happened here. Like, was he attacked here and something sprayed at him like those things puke at you and that puke just like splattered over here? Or was he like slammed into the corner of this fucking wall here? It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe he just got covered in that acid shit and it killed him. And then he's like I don't know, partially dissolving in it. Fucking disgusting. Ugh, can you imagine how that would smell? If you're reading this, leave. This place is not what it seems. Sometimes you just have to look behind. Run away, run away, run away. Over and over. These fuckers are a lot harder on New Game Plus. I will say. There's some definitely like some glitches in this. Like his leg was just freaking out while I stood there. It's not easy to make something. I will admit. Like, I'm not familiar with game development, but I know just from, being a fairly creative person, making things from nothing is oftentimes extremely difficult. And I can't even imagine something as complex as this. Issues probably crop up. And it's like, I don't know why that's happening. I have no idea why it's happening or how to fix it. Like, look how long it took them to successfully complete and deploy that James Webb Space Telescope. Like, I'm pretty sure that thing was like decades past its fucking original deadline and billions of dollars over budget. And you could say it paid off, but like that thing's not a piece of entertainment. It's a scientific instrument, and they had one shot at doing it. One shot. Like, I think the mirrors alone took years just to polish them. Years to be polished. Like, they had one fucking shot with that thing. And it was still a gamble. You fucking bastard. You fucker. Look at that. I'm like almost dead already. Fuck. Oh, wrong one. Holy shit. Oh, you fuck. Damn. I can't believe how much damage they take. They're so much more aggressive. Fucking cocksucker. What's this? I can't tell what that says. Don't let alcohol... Something in your life. I can't tell what it says. Because somebody put minus 30% on it. Like, hey, we're having an alcohol sale. Come on down. They're using the, like, don't let alcohol ruin your life sign to, like, display a sign for a discount on alcohol. You know what though? I was saying earlier that this town, whatever weird mysterious force is in this town, the people that come here that have trauma and they have some bad shit going on personally with themselves, maybe they've done terrible things in the past, they come here. It's almost like the town calls them here, draws them in, and then their internal suffering is manifested physically here. And I almost wonder if this is kind of related to some of James's like internal suffering, his struggles. There's this scene later in the game where he's offered alcohol and he refuses it. He turns it down, but he looks at that glass like he wants it so fucking bad. And when I saw that scene, I was like, is he like a recovering alcoholic? And then I see this sign here. It's like, don't let it ruin your life. And then it's like, but it's 30% off. Come and get some. It kind of reminds me of the fucking marketing that I see on my phone and on the internet, dude. That shit is so fucking predatory. I mentioned it in some other video I did. But I was the victim of identity theft recently. And I had to contact one of the major credit bureaus to put on like a credit hold and like credit alert. And ever since I did that, that credit bureau has been sending me at least minimum 3 every 7 days a week, minimum 3 emails that are marketing emails for me to take out loans. And I started getting all kinds of spam related to fucking like credit cards and loans and shit. It is disgusting. I go on there to try to protect my identity. And these fucking scumfuck pieces of human fucking trash are trying to scam me. Like, it's like worse than the identity theft. It is disgusting fucking behavior. Fucking repulsive motherfuckers. Human garbage. Like walking shit. Now, most of them probably just sit in a chair all day. But you know what I mean. Disgusting shit, dude. Oh, here we go. I was looking through some of my older game magazines, video game magazines. I don't have a lot of them. Hold on, let's see what this says. I don't know what got into him. He just started smashing the thing. Had to throw him out. He ran off, cried he'd fix everything. I gathered up what I could. I still haven't found one of the buttons. Half the record is still lodged inside, but the other part's missing. I figure he must have taken it. Come to think of it, he did run towards Groovy. Anyway, maybe go check up on him, see if he's all right. He lives over at Saul by the pharmacy. Apartment 9. They even know his apartment number. We'll save. I was looking at some of my older video game magazines, and like I said, I don't have a lot. I've got a... Oh, what is it called? Well, whatever it is. It's from 1999, and it has the PlayStation 2 reveal in it with all the tech demos. It has some kind of trade show in there. It's really cool. I think it has the Final Fantasy VIII preview. And I was just looking through some of that older stuff. And it's like, you would see a lot of interesting coverage. You would see previews, reviews, maybe a few interviews. Like solid material. And then there would be a section of ads. Let's see what this is. It's a key item. Piece of a record. There would be a section of ads, but it was always separate from the material that you're mostly interested in. And it was usually towards the back of the magazine. You know, you might get a magazine back in the day and it would be thick. And it'd be kind of exciting, like, ooh, this one's packed. But you'd find out, like, oh, it's like half ads. But some of those ads were actually interesting. And it's oftentimes how I learned about a game that I wanted to get. It had a nice ad in it. It wasn't some scummy ass fucking garbage fucking predatory ad. You know, once in a while there'd be you'd see an ad and you'd laugh at it. It's like, dude, no one is fooled by this. Like, there would always be some shitty ass controller that looked like a piece of absolute garbage. And you knew that it was trash just by looking at it, and they would try to make it seem like it was going to change the world. And it was just kind of funny to look at. And then in the very back, you could import games from Japan, which I always thought was fucking awesome. But I mention it because it was tasteful the way it was put together. Now you go to a website because you can't get magazines anymore. I think I'm going to stop it here because this really is a test video to see how this is coming out and how this works. And if I want to try this again, I'm going to try uploading this to YouTube and see if it, like, see how bad it gets compressed on there, because it's 1080p. Anyway, before I end it, I wanted to say, now if I go to a website, because you can't get magazines anymore, you can't even navigate the fucking page. It is like so many fucking pop-ups and scams and ads and things trying to link you off of the fucking page. Little videos popping up and you gotta like click them out of the fucking screen. Like, what is all of this clutter and shit everywhere? I can't even fucking navigate it. And like, you're reading like one paragraph. You get one paragraph. If you're lucky, sometimes it's one sentence. And then it's suddenly a completely irrelevant, unrelated article that you realize is like, oh, this is like an ad. They're like inserting it in the middle of the fucking paragraph. And it is the most infuriating, predatory, disgusting, slimy ass, trash ass, filth fucking behavior. It is disgusting, repulsive behavior. And I can't even engage with any of these fucking sites anymore because they are all fucking like that. It's disgusting. And at least it used to be like, yeah, you'd get a lot of ads in a magazine, but it was like, it was done tastefully and respectfully. They were separate from the main content, and they were still oftentimes worth checking out. None of the ads now are worth looking at. Everyone you know is a piece of slimy shit. It's literally slimy ass shit is all it is. And it has become such a problem, man. I feel like the world is becoming infected. It's like plagued. And the only thing you can do about it now is like fucking burn it to the ground. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Maybe I'll wander around here for a minute. I get so fucking like disgusted and I feel defeated if I try to look at anything digitally nowadays. You know, I miss quality content. I miss being able to go somewhere that felt like a cool, like safe place. It's like that shit doesn't even exist anymore. I remember going to oneup.com and like this shit was free. It wasn't like 20,000 ads and pop-ups all over the fucking screen and videos you didn't want to watch playing over in front of the article you're trying to read. And underneath that, when you click off of it, is another ad. It was just quality content. I've never really looked into it. I'm not sure how they made their money. I don't know what the hell those guys did to make money because it was all like fucking free on there. I know some of those guys were also doing magazines back then, and maybe the website was like just part of it. I'm not sure. But for a little while there, it felt like paradise. You went there, this shit was free. It had some really cool videos and articles and games coverage. And I think that's back when you could still get EGM magazine. Maybe. I'm trying to think like the last magazine I really had a subscription to. I had GMR magazine. Play magazine. I remember Play was really good. I liked that one. And for a little while I subscribed to Retro Gamer, which was like fucking expensive. I think it was like $120 for a subscription, but it was imported from the UK. And I had an issue with it back when I had my subscription, and this was probably over 12 years ago, maybe longer. I only got like maybe 5 or 6 of my magazines, and I was supposed to get 12. And I kept emailing the company and saying like, is there a problem with my fucking order? Are you guys sending them to the right address? Like, I'm not receiving these month after month after month. And they'd be like, oh, everything looks good on our end, and we'll send you an extra couple of issues. And then I'd start getting them again, and then all of a sudden I wouldn't get them anymore. I don't know what the hell was happening. I don't know if somebody was stealing them from the mail or something. But I only ended up getting a few of the magazines out of my whole fucking subscription, and that shit was so expensive that I just canceled it. But I liked it. I thought it was a really cool magazine. It's just, you know, it doesn't feel the same when it's like, well, these guys are covering games that came out like 20 or 30 or even 40 years ago. I'm not going to read all these books right now. I read it every other time I've done this. Maybe later I'll come in here. They're covering games that came out a long time ago. And it's like they've already been covered. Nobody's doing that kind of thing with new games. But maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe new games like aren't good enough to cover. I don't know. I think they could be. I think there's a way to do it right. Come get me, bitch. Yeah, come on. Let's play. That's how Daddy likes it. I think there's a way to do it right. I just don't think anyone's trying. Because what they're doing now sure as fuck ain't working. This fucker comes in here. What door did he come in? Come in that fucking door? Get the fuck down. No. He came through here? See, I can't go through there. Weird. I can jump over this? Spill the beans over an honest cup of coffee. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the memories. I'm not a coffee drinker, sorry. Look at this oil stain on the ground. I'll tell you what I don't want, and I have no interest in, is reading fucking articles written by AI. Holy shit, man. I clicked on a link recently to like a science website. They were talking about, I don't know. I'm disconnected from social media and from most of like what's going on because it's just so fucking repulsive. It's basically, it's like the equivalence of me going out back behind this apartment and jumping in the fucking dumpster and spending my fucking time in the dumpster all day. I don't want to live in the trash, so I'm not going to do that. And it's what it's like now if you want to engage with anything on the internet. It's basically like going into a fucking dumpster. It's like going to a fucking landfill. That's not where I'm going. You guys can all fucking go there and pretend that's fucking life. Not me. I'm not doing that with my time. So I pretty much don't engage with it. But I clicked on this fucking article where they were talking about, I think it was Venus. And I'm like, why are they talking about this? This is like, I read about this like 20 fucking years ago or something. Like, this is such old news. Like, why is this in the news? Why are they talking about it? And I read through the article and nowhere in it. Like, first of all, the whole thing felt really off to me. I'm like, something feels off about this whole article. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this whole thing, it feels fake. I don't know what the hell it is. And I get to the end of the article and it says that it was written by AI, but it had like a real person proofread it or something. And I was so fucking disgusted. I was like, dude, Are you kidding me? Like on a science, a website dedicated to science. You're pulling this shit, dude. I think what has happened is, and I could be wrong, I'm no expert. There's a lot of people that think they know and they don't either. Many of us have been fooled by fucking charlatans. You know, these tech CEOs, like at NVIDIA, they're charlatans. They've fucking pulled the wool over your eyes or over the eyes of these other companies' upper management. You cock-sucking bitch. They're modern day charlatans. The motherfucker is like a fucking stage magician. And he's successful. He's fucking somehow convinced a lot of people with a lot of money that his like fake ass fucking products are worth the money and that they're going to change the world. You know that saying. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. These motherfuckers never heard that saying, apparently. And they're like, really? Really? This is going to change my world? It's going to make me even richer? It's magic? Shit, how much? And they fucking bought it. In modern day snake oil salesman, that's the motherfucker. Is fucked up, dude. And it's like they all took the bait. They're all fucking each other and eating each other's asses. And they don't even know it. It's so fucked up. So companies like probably whatever company owns that website that has the science coverage. I can't read that, dude. We caught it near cats. We should have never brought it here. I don't know what to do. I know it's there, sitting and staring. Can't let it out, can't walk away, won't let me go. Don't look at it. Don't look it in the eyes. So they got some kind of weird animal in here. Yuck. But whatever company owns that website, and they probably own a whole shit ton of websites, those dumb motherfuckers took the bait. They bought this useless garbage product, and now they're forcing the rest of the company to fucking use it. And that's what you get. You get a trash shit fucking article that, like, I'll never go to that site again. Never go there again. And like I was saying earlier, I think I said it in this video. It might have been in one of the other videos that I attempted to make, but decided it had issues, so I'm not going to publish it. You know, issues with the frame rate and the audio. What do we have here? Some kind of key. You don't engage with it. You stop engaging with it. You turn your back on it. Like, the shit doesn't work unless you willingly participate. So don't participate. Walk away. Do not engage. Don't even talk about it. I'm talking about it here because I want people to fucking realize that's the solution. The solution is you do not engage with it. You don't support these technologies and these people. Let them play their games by themselves, all alone in their fucking sad little clubhouse, and just fucking walk away, dude. And eventually, they're just gonna stop. They'll try something else. They're never gonna stop being human trash, because that's what they are. I like this fucking thing right here. You know? And every once in a while, maybe you gotta do that. Otherwise, you just fucking walk away. Fuck out of there. Why did I press that button? Are you fucking kidding me? I was trying to pick it up. Damn it! Did I go in here? The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. Oh boy. You know what? I think much later in the game, you actually go through here. And it does exactly that. I forget how late in the game that is. There's some guys in here. This fucking asshole here. Like that. The janitor came in the other day, drunk and in tears. They had half a record with him. Kept yelling, we gotta fix it somehow. I was willing to do it just to shut him up. So I got up to get the glue from the cabinet, but then he realized he'd only had the one half, so he ran out. Can't do much about the record. Maybe ask around at Neely's next time you're there. Might be one of theirs. Well, there's the other half of the record. And you can combine items in this game to solve puzzles from time to time. So we'll do that here. Whoops. No, wrong one. Good as new. The real concern, I was saying not to engage with these predatory technologies and to participate, you know, with these, you know, storylines that are going on with these fucking garbage people and what they're trying to do to the world. But the real problem is, the real threat, I think, if I'm looking at this realistically and the kind of long-term goals that living shit like this has, they're like, you know what, that's fine, don't engage with it. Don't use the products, don't support us. Your children will, though. That's what they're hoping. Like, eventually we're going to die out, and they're going to be preying upon our children and our children's children. That's the real threat. There's only one thing you can do. Right there. Wrong button, dude. Zero health drinks. I should start using this, because I'm not doing well with this thing. Man, these fucking guys! Are you kidding me? Can't believe I accidentally drank that fucking health drink earlier. God damn it. We gotta leave. Meet me there. Texan Cafe. Wasn't that the place I can't enter, though? Maybe not. So you can't go in here yet. I was thinking maybe I try to get there here in this video. I kind of changed my mind. It's like, well, maybe I try to get there before I stop here. What are they? I shouldn't go through. I don't know why I won't. They don't stink, but it feels like they do. No smell at all. Oh, you son of a bitch. There's another one. Okay, you know what? I'm getting real sick of these assholes. No, put it away, James. There must be an enemy nearby. Stop it. Oh, weird. What's all that? Have they been crawling underneath this fucking thing? What is that? Oh, this place. Okay, James. Enough with the fucking saw, dude. So you can't go in here through the front door. And I mentioned this in the video I did on the CRT. But I'll mention it again, because you may not see that one. You fucker. I came up to this. And I thought I had this figured out. And I couldn't figure it out. I found a password, but it was missing like one number or something. And I'm like, oh, I can get that. And I couldn't figure it out. I got really fucking frustrated. And I just kind of spammed a button on the controller out of frustration. And it fucking unlocked the door. So now I know the fucking password. Get some pistol ammo. We don't get the pistol, though, for, like, quite a while. But I'll take it. I like this, walking around in this fucking store. Just fucking help myself. Hell fucking yeah. There we go. Old rotten fucking produce here. I'm enjoying this overall. I'm not taking it quite as seriously as I did the first time I played it, but I'm enjoying this. When I was playing FF7 Remake, man, I fucking hated it. It made me feel bad. Like, I felt bad afterwards. I have Alan Wake 2 as well. I just have to re-download it. I haven't played that one in a while. It really does feel like cheating. I kind of want to get through this part here, though. What are you doing, James? I cannot believe how many of these motherfuckers are out here. Kind of like the spot here. It's another corpse that looks like me. And they have a map, very similar to mine. And you can see they went through the Woodside Apartments. But it's old. Why does he keep taking it out? They can be killed. Just to make sure they stay down. This place, all it's ever brought to me is pain and misery. This dirty looking paper. Ugh, look at all the nasty shit in the ashtray. Gross. Oh. It looks kind of cozy right here. I could fucking camp out in there. It seems like they're attracted to light, louder sounds as well. If you want to survive, stay in the dark and stay quiet. Probably won't save you anyway. Or you could just show them who's fucking boss. Make them submit to your will. Let's change equipment. I'm sick of that saw. We got the apartment key. Apartment 5 left his key. Says there's a leak from upstairs. Gotta check it out. So is that red dot where I'm standing? It's like a receipt for drugs of some kind. Medications. Oh yeah, this is great. I really need some healing items. Man, they really nailed these environments. I like how the light looks coming through these fucking windows and these doors. That door right there. Where is this fucking bug? I'm certain now. It's coming from the apartments upstairs. I keep telling them. Why won't they do something? It's unbearable. I can feel it seeping into my skin, pushing itself into my lungs. Kind of like this little room here. Like, that's all we get in there. Oof. There's cigarette butts in that toilet. Kind of looks like it. I can see so much more clearly in here than I could when I was playing this on the CRT. There's a little bed right here. These fucking apartments are so goddamn small. But I could make do. Is that all burned? And then she came and washed it all away. It all started to make sense again. It's this place. I can't fight it. I gotta get my head straight. Quick stop at Texan. Then we're going. You can almost read some of that. I think it says Woodside up there where it's burned. Like the apartments. something about my life. I'll bet you this shit was all, like, somebody wrote all this out. It exists somewhere. Did you hear that? Oh, that was fucked up. You hear that once in a while later in the game, once you start encountering all kinds of enemies, especially in the apartments. It sounds kind of like a feminine voice breathing, and they sound a little bit startled, like like you surprised them, or they saw you come into the room and they're hiding. I don't know what that is in there. I'm just trying to hear this. It's like a really low sub-bass rumble. It's weird. It's interesting. I have the volume turned way up on this, on the console's audio track. It's being digitally captured from the HDMI cable. When I captured this from my CRT with the converter, I had it plugged into the converter, HDMI into this digital to analog converter. And then from that, I had the left and right analog RCA cables plugged into my audio interface. And then I turned it up in the interface. With that set up, I was able to turn it up directly in the interface. And I don't think it was even turned up this loud. And strangely, this low bass rumble in this room was so much fucking louder. It was crazy how loud it was. It was like vibrating me when I came in here. I was like, whoa. It's not doing that now, and I have this cranked the fuck up. I'm looking at it right now in the meter. Weird. It sounded like I was reaching inside of a body. I don't know, I could still use this bathroom. You make do. What the hell was that? What the hell was that noise? I don't remember hearing that weird sound effect. It was like a sci-fi sound, you know, like aliens or something. Look at that. There's this fucking symbol right here. What the hell? Weird. Oh yeah, I haven't gone in here. Let's go in this place. Where's that? Show him who's fucking boss. That's what you do. Oh, that fucker gets up. There's like 2 of these fucks in here. Kidding me? He's stuck behind the door. Shit. That's weird. Did I get him? That was weird. That did not go as planned. But I'll take it. I think we're ready to proceed. Oh shit, I'm right in front of it. Yeah. Okay, there's some... I gotta like move that. How do I move it out of the way? Okay. There we go. Oh, I gotta put a coin in. Where the hell did I get that fucking gem? A blue gem. Where the fuck did I pick that up? What the hell? No, wrong one! Why is he not? Is it not this one? I thought it was. Why didn't it work all of the other times I pressed it?
Park on the lake. We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us staring at the water.
Uh-oh. That's a neat looking key. The hell is that? Like broken power cables? Let's save it. You know what? Let's try to get through this here. I'm close. I want to get to the apartments and then save it there and stop. I'll take that. Let's get through here. Man, I can see this so much goddamn better. Oh. It's pretty cool. Sitting in front of this big ass TV. I'm kind of excited to check out some other games on here. Like I said, I'll probably have this set up here for at least a few more days, maybe a week. I don't know. And hopefully, we'll try out some different games like this. Oh, hold on, I feel like I'm missing an item. Don't you normally find like a healing item in one of these fucking cars? We smashed this one up. Ooh. Hell yeah. Take that. It pays to search and explore. And I like that. You feel rewarded for taking the time to look around. Okay, let's go. Shit, it's the apartment key. Just gonna run out of here. I'm not even gonna fucking bother with those guys. I really like this part. The atmospheric effects, the way it feels like the wind is blowing. It's intense. It looks fucking amazing. Wrong way. Shit. And these guys are like hyper aggressive. I think all the fucking corpses, all the guys I killed are all getting back up. I don't remember. Is this the right way? I think it is. This car here. Here we go. Okay, we did it. We did it. It's fucking cool. I'm in the apartments. I just did this like a week ago, last week. But not here, not like this, on this TV with this setup, with a full screen capture. Okay. We're gonna save it here and then we're gonna stop it here. Okay. So, I think this came out okay considering my meager, you know, like peasant like setup. Hopefully someday I can get what I'd like to get at some point is a solid little gaming PC, like a gaming laptop. Because a gaming laptop is portable. I can move it around. I can bring it into my bedroom and I can do videos in there with the CRT. I can bring it in here and do videos on the TV with my direct capture on modern consoles. I like the idea of something that's portable rather than some big, heavy-ass fucking desktop where I'm basically stuck in one spot. I have a little desk. I have an old computer desk, like disassembled in a closet. And I was like, man, if I could somehow come up with a little gaming laptop, I could set that fucking desk up in my bedroom and I could do some work on there. And then I could bring shit in here to do videos in here and eventually get a better capture card and maybe a second camera. But for right now, this is what we have. So I'm trying it out, making the best of it. And I like the idea of trying other games that I own on this, with this setup, doing these full screen captures. I think it's kind of neat. For me, it's neat because I've never done it before. I'm sure for most people, it's nothing to them. But for me, it's new and fresh, and I think it could be kind of cool. So I plan on doing more, actually. I want to do this game again now that we're in the apartments. Even though I just goddamn did this, I think it's kind of cool. Like, I did it on the CRT last week. And for people interested in that, I have a few, I think 3 videos that I published. I have a 4th one, but I'm not sure I'm going to publish it. There was something about it, I just didn't quite like it. But I get through the apartments on the CRT, and I get out of it, and then I relax, because once you get out of the apartments, things settle down for a while. It's kind of like an intermission, and you can take a breather. And I do all that on the CRT and the 3 videos I published. I don't know, I think they're kind of neat. And now I'm going to try it again here with this full screen capture. And then after I do that, I think I want to try Forspoken and maybe The Last of Us, or maybe part 2. I should probably do part 1 first. I don't know. We'll see. I have a handful of games for the PS5 that we could try out. What's that other one, that Capcom game? It's like Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, Christ. Dragon's Dogma 2. I've got that one. That one's pretty cool. A handful of others. So, until we do that, we're going to end this here. Goodbye.